What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk about what not to tolerate with an agent or a manager. So if you don't have a manager and it's something that you're trying to get, these are some things to consider once you're with one, because you will get one. So this comes from some personal experience with me and managers and agents, and also friends of mine who have experienced various issues with both of them. So you don't want to tolerate being ignored when you are with a manager or an agency. And by that, sometimes if a manager or an agent is worth their salt, they're going to have at least 200 clients, sometimes much more. Hopefully they have 3 or 4 people there to actually adequately manage these and represent these folks who are in the agency. But what by being ignored is this. You can go 3 months, 6 months, sometimes 9 months and a year and not really go out on auditions. And if you are, you have counterparts who are in the industry and they're going out on 7 a month and you're going out on maybe 1. Those are some things to pay attention to, because generally you are working with the same pool of projects and trying to get some of the same jobs. And I know that there are different levels, but on a very basic level, you should be going out on a reasonable amount of auditions in comparison to the people who are your type and in your category. This is why it's good to have community and to talk to people about what's going on in the industry so you have a sense of where you stand. But you don't want to be ignored. You are ignored when you're going over 3 months, 6 months, and you're not hearing anything from them. You're not getting any feedback from them, and you're not having the opportunities that your colleagues are having. That's a version of being ignored. And I'm not saying that this is literally the case with every agency and every management company, but it's a way, it's a metric to try to figure out, am I wasting my time with this agency or this manager? And if it goes a step further and you start to have conversations with them and they're telling you it's slow right now, that's a very famous line. It's slow right now. You have to do your due diligence and find out from other people if it's actually slow. Because I have had situations where it's been slow for me, and they've told me that when I talk to them. And then I find out that my colleagues who are pretty much on the same level that I am, that they're going out on auditions regularly. And so I say that to say that you should do your due diligence, talk to people, find out about projects on your own, and if they're taking submissions for the roles that you should be going in on. And if those same roles are coming across the desk of your manager or your agent and you're not going in on them, then that's something to consider when I say that you might be being ignored. And so don't allow them to ignore you. And the other part, I'm not even going to make this 3 points. I'm just going to keep on riffing off of this because I think it's good. Another situation that I've seen happen a couple of times, actually more than a couple of times in the course of my career, is that sometimes you could be really talented and do really great work, and the agent or the manager is not sending you out. It's a real thing. And the situation that I'm talking about in particular is I had a friend. He came into the agency having booked a really great recurring job. And you think like work begets work, momentum begets momentum. And if I go in, they see that I'm working, I got a great resume, that they're going to send me out and I'm going to blow up. I'm going to go to the next level. And he joined this agency. He was with them for, I think, over a year. They're no longer in business right now. They had 4 initials. It's out of New York. Some of you might know who I'm talking about. Actually, there were a couple of them. But anyway, he was with them. He was booking roles on his own. He was calling them up, trying to like get them to like put him in the fire with the rest of the actors that he should have been going out on auditions with. And they would absolutely not do it. And so sometimes what's happening is, and this is not ethical, and I can't prove this necessarily in a court of law, but I got a lot of evidence because I've seen it a number of times and a version of it has happened to me, is that sometimes they will keep you in their agency because they don't want you to go to another agency because they know how talented you actually are, so that you will end up taking the jobs that they're sending their clients out on. And what's happening is in the agency or in the management that you're with, they have other clients that are like you that for whatever reason they like more, maybe more talented, but they are prioritizing them and making sure that they have the opportunities and the access to those jobs, and they're putting you on hold and just giving you enough to keep you around so that you don't go somewhere else and end up, because you are really talented, taking the jobs that their clients are going in on and trying to get them to book. And so that's what I don't let your agency or your management company ignore you. And these aren't the more, I don't even know what the word is, ethical, good things about being with a rep, because you want to think that everybody is about it and they have integrity and they trying to do right by you. But sometimes it's just not the case. And I'm not saying that these are evil people, but I am saying that there's an ethical dimension to this where you have to just look out for yourself and make sure you're doing your due diligence and doing your homework to make sure that what's going on so that you don't waste time. Because sometimes you just got to bounce and just take the L and keep it moving. But sometimes you won't know that and you'll waste 2, 3, 4 years at a particular place and you could have been gone 2 or 3 years prior.